I have 50 books on my physical TBR, and I don't want that many. So I'm going to let a number generator pick a random number between 1 through 50, and whatever that number lands on, I have to read that many books off of my physical TBR before I'm able to purchase another book. So we could be here for a while. We could be here for a year. I have no idea. But I'm up for this challenge. We're going to see what number we get and get ready for some reading vlogs, I guess. All right, so I have my number generator right here. Where are the numbers? I can't see on this little screen. I'm going to put in 1 through max 50. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm only doing this one time too. I'm an honest person. I'm not going to lie and say like, oh, I got this number and I've done it like 3 times already. I'm not. This is the very first time I'm doing it, and that's what I'm getting. This is deciding my fate right now. This is the start of like, who knows what. Here's the thing. Before I do this, I am hoping that it's kind of like maybe in the 20s. I feel like that's a decent number and it'll still put me up for a challenge. If it's anything more than 30, I'm nervous. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. YOLO. It's 30. It's 30. It's 30. Let me screenshot this so you guys know that it's actually 30. I'll put it up here. Oh boy. 30 books. Hey, that means I'm only going to have 20 left on my physical TBR, which will be nice. I hope you guys want to stick around with me to see how long it takes me to complete this challenge. It is currently August 9th, 2026. We'll see if I can finish this maybe by the end of the year. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I wasn't prepared for this because I'm really feeling like I don't know what I'm doing right now. I guess we'll talk about my current read because that'll knock one off of my physical TBR. I'm actually in the middle of 2 books right now. I'm currently reading Heartless Sky by, I almost said by Zodiac Academy. This is book 7 in the Zodiac Academy series. I'm only like 130 some pages into this, I believe. I'm reading it on my Kindle because if you think I'm reading that physically, you're crazy. You're crazy. And then I'm also currently reading Clockwork Angel. I always get these mixed up. This is for another reading vlog that I've been pushing. I started this reading vlog in April and I'm only halfway through this book, and then I stopped reading it because I was doing other videos and stuff, and I don't know. So we have to get back into this eventually, but that's only 2 and then we'd have 28 more to go. 0 books down, 30 books to go. Let's see how long it takes me to complete this challenge, and then we can go book shopping after the challenge is completed. Trust me, you guys, I'm not gonna buy a book. I'm really challenging myself. I do have pre-orders that I've already bought. I'm not gonna add those to the number of my physical TBR, obviously, because I have 50 right now and we already generated the number. If I would like to read those during those challenge, I will. But other than that, I am just focusing on the books that I have right now on my TBR card. Oh, who has reading updates that aren't so good? Me. You guys, I feel like I'm getting into a reading slump, which is the worst possible time to get into a reading slump, when I'm doing a video where I have to read books off of my physical TBR before I can buy another one. It's been almost a week since I've started this video and I have not yet finished a book. I DNF'd a book and I'm still reading Heartless Sky. I'll talk about the book that I DNF'd first, just to get that out of the way. This was The Water Outlaws by S.L. Wong. This one is about our main character, Ling Chong, and she is a master arms instructor for this army. And there's this marshal, I forget exactly what his name is, but I was listening to the audiobook of this. I finally downloaded Hoopla. I didn't really know. I've heard people talk about it before, but I just assumed that if I have Libby, I don't need Hoopla. I don't know like where to hold this. Do you guys get the point if I just like prop it up like this? Sure. Also, ignore my look. I'm about to go to the gym and I'm just really not feeling it. I don't even want to go, but if I just go for a little bit, I'll probably feel better about myself. I just don't know why. Been having so much gym anxiety lately. Anyway, that's besides the point. We have this marshal. He's not necessarily a good person. He has a history with girls and women that he does not do the best things to them. So our main character, Ling Chong, knows that because she is around him fairly often, and her friend was like summoned to his palace. So she's like, okay, why is my friend being called by him to go there? She offers her friend to go with her, and her friend's like, yeah, of course, come with me. They get there, he's being sketchy, and then something ends up happening between him and our main character, and she is defending herself, which guys don't like that. She ends up in prison, basically. Now she is supposed to be executed because she just stood up for herself and defended herself with a guy that is an awful person. So now, the main concept of this book and what the synopsis describes. That was all, like, in the beginning of the book. You have our main character who teams up with these sort of bandits, or these people that kind of do bad things, but they're in it for the right reason. After she was captured and whatnot, her friend was helping her out and trying to make her escape, which is what happened, and that's what leads to the rest of the story. And I got, I think, 47% of the way into this. I was almost halfway through, and I couldn't do it anymore. And it's crazy. I've never DNF'd an audiobook. There are books that make me say that there's nothing happening. Obviously, things are happening in books, but it's not progressive towards the plot or the storyline, in my opinion. And there was a lot of words in here that didn't really give much to me to enjoy the story or connect with the characters. And my main things when I'm reading a book is I want there to be a decent amount of action. I want there to be something that I can look forward to in the plot and not feel like we're just stagnant the whole time. And I also love to feel something for characters and get to have that care for them. And I just didn't feel any of that with this book, so I knew that I had to DNF it, because every time I was like, oh, I should listen to the audiobook, because I was working and I had a lot of time to listen to an audiobook, I just wanted to listen to music instead. This is still counting towards one of the 30 books, because it was on my physical TBR. We tried it out. 1 down, 29 to go. Now, Heartless Sky, I am still reading, and I think I'm almost 40% of the way through this, which is crazy that I'm almost on page 400, and we're not even halfway through this book. It's just another thing where this series is so ridiculously long. Is it a good series? No. It's not good literature. Okay, like, we can all agree that Zodiac Academy is not necessarily good, but it is entertaining, and it is the most unhinged thing that I have ever read. I know there's crazy books out there that are really unhinged, but like the amount of ridiculous things that happens in this series with these characters and the stuff that the authors are writing in here is so out of pocket that it's just like you have to keep reading, because it's like, what are these authors going to come up with next? Overall, I'm more interested in the romance of this than the actual plot line of the whole story. The plot line is your typical fantasy where you have these two girls who are the heirs to the throne, but there are already people in power. They didn't know that they even had power. They get taken to the Zodiac Academy and they start learning their power. There's all these different creatures that these people can turn into, and you get your form eventually once you start learning this magic. And then, of course, they're learning about spells and everything. It is an academy setting. The beginning half of this series so far, I'm on book 7. There are 9 books. I really enjoyed the first half. I didn't mind the length of the books, but now that we're at the point, I feel like so much has happened that it should be over with now at this point. I do feel like there was a lot of progressive plot in the previous books, but as of now, it just feels like the authors are writing whatever in these interactions with these characters just to have more interactions with the characters, or so that we can spend time with them if we really enjoy them. And like I was saying earlier, I do really want to know where these characters end up with relationship-wise with each other, because everybody's with each other at certain points, and it's like they're just, they're going back and forth. They don't even care. So it's very interesting. But our two main characters, Tori and Darcy, do have their person that we know is probably going to be endgame, but then you get all the side characters too and their romances as well, and that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious to see like who they end up with and how that plays out. The plot is just kind of fallen off a little bit. We got the major stuff that has already happened in the series, and as of right now, I know more is going to pop up, and we do still need the conclusion to everything with the sisters and the heir and the person in power right now who is not a good person. I'm excited to see how it all plays out, but I just feel like it's taking forever to get there, and that could have been wrapped up by now. So that's where we're at with Heartless Sky. I do plan on finishing that hopefully early next week. It's currently Friday. It's August 14th. Tomorrow I have a busy day. I'm setting up for my market that I have on Sunday, and then after I set up, oh my god, that motorcycle just turned on and like I stopped breathing. Anyway, so after I set up tomorrow, I am going to see Motionless in White in concert, and I believe it's like, well, with traffic, who knows how long it's going to take me to get there, but it's probably going to be an hour and a half at least for me to get there. I'm probably not going to have any time to read. And then Sunday is the show from 10 to 4. Don't know how much reading I'm going to get done, but hopefully I will finish Heartless Sky Monday or Tuesday, and then we can move on. I feel like I'm in a reading slump, because of the DNF that I had. I wasn't interested in the Water Outlaws, and then Heartless Sky is just so long, taking me so long to get through, that I feel like I just am not reading anything that makes me want to keep reading, you know what I mean? So we'll see with our next book. I am going to read one more book after Heartless Sky, but I don't know what that's going to be exactly. We'll decide that when it comes to the point. So 1 book down, 29 to go. Love that for me.
Speaking of playing God, how many people are in tune with the corn dog joke? Anybody? Yeah? Man, that must be really weird if you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Just like corn dog? Corn what? It's awesome. We're standing up here and I look over and I see the originator of the corn dog joke just standing in the crowd right there. Hi. Hi. This is your fault. Thank you for everything. I don't want to embarrass you and make like a line. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to want you to sign everything, so I'm sorry, but that's what you get for ruining playing God in the best imaginable way possible. Thank you so much. It's just looked over and I saw that. It's just some context for you guys. Lick the fucking dirt off my boots like a corn dog. She made the joke. That's our highest selling shirt we've ever sold as a band. Insane. I love that you guys like to have fun. We're a band that does not take anything too seriously. We like to have a good time, so thank you guys for joining in on that shit with us. It's been really fucking fun this year, and thank you for that.
It's gonna be dark. It's already dented. Go look at all. Oh, who's that?
Oh, hell no. I just had my red window and everything.
Okay, but he's young. He knows what we're doing. He's smoking weed. He's like 60. I think that's the only one we're doing outside the car, though, right? So as long as we just get that one done.
Right.
I'll just.
Oh my god, people are coming.
Where?
Jesse.
Like walking?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, hurry.
He's just a man.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was good. Ow!
Ow.
I'm gonna get a foot cramp, dude. This hurts. This seat is too far, like, out. Oh my god. Okay.
Hang on, because the way I look right now, insane.
Over there.
Oh my god, Jesse. Hang on.
What?
Come.
Did you not do it?
Oh, I did it.
I just saw 1 second.
Hang on. Let me see it. Oh! Let me record.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
Alright, here we go. Oh god!
He's just a man, Lorelai.
No, he's not.
Oh, so what are you telling me? That this was all worth it because he was the love of your life, that this was the man for you?
I don't know. He might have been.
Finally, an update that's kind of good. I did just have to start new books because I could not do Zodiac Academy anymore. I'm not going to DNF it. I know deep down in my heart I don't want to DNF that series. I have to see how it goes and I don't just want to look up a spoiler. But I think what I'm going to do from now on is read maybe 200 pages at a time, and then I'll pick up books in between, and then I'll go back to Zodiac and just read a couple hundred pages, maybe a chapter at a time. I just can't do any more than that, and it sucks because I should DNF it, but I don't want to. Very weird feeling because I've never felt that way about a book before, and I need a little bit of substance in my books right now to get me out of this reading slump. And I have been feeling better about this reading slump. I think I am getting out of it. I did start listening to the audiobook of Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan. That's book 1 in the Celestial Kingdom duology. I think I got to like 17% of the way through. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's kind of giving like a Rapunzel vibe, but it's not the same story at all. Basically, we have our main character, which I don't remember her name because I'm listening to the audiobook and I haven't like visually seen her name. So our main character doesn't really know anything about her life so far, which early on in the book you do get some information on her backstory and who her mother is and her father and how she is brought up to where she is residing right now. And it's very interesting. So it kind of feels like a Rapunzel story because the Empress comes to wherever her and her mom are, and it's just her and her mom and like this other girl that just helps them out, I guess. I don't really know what title to give her. They have their closeness with each other, all three of them. You figure out that her mom was kind of exiled to this place because of what happened with her father, our main character's father. It kicks off with this Empress coming to their home, and the mom is like, okay, you have to hide, nobody knows you exist, and they can't know you exist. And the daughter's like, well, what happened? So that's when the backstory about the family comes up, and I just feel bad. And that's why it's giving Rapunzel vibes to me, just because this girl has to be sort of locked away and nobody knows about her and nobody can know about her. But it's not a situation where the mother despises her or anything. Her mother loves her. At first you kind of are sketchy about it. You feel like her mother doesn't really care for her, but I feel that connection there, so it's really nice. But very quickly into the book, the daughter has to leave home, and she's going to try to save her mother and find a way to free her. She ends up at this one palace. They don't really treat her well, and then she meets this person who is somebody else, which I won't say that. I just feel like there's a lot that has happened in this book already that's very interesting that I don't want to say too much because it's nice to find out. And I like where the story is going. I think it's very sort of whimsical. I like the fantasy aspects of it so far. I'm a little confused on the world and like where her mom and her were living, because it's kind of technically like they were living on the moon, but then they're talking about Earth. So I don't know like the scientifics of this world yet, or I can't really picture it. But other than that, I'm very interested in this. I like the writing so far. I kind of want to read this physically, but I do just need an audiobook to listen to. But that's going very well so far. So I'm very into Daughter of the Moon Goddess. And then last night, since it's already August 19th today, I'm like, okay, I need to get a head start on my, well, I guess it's not really a head start anymore, but I need to read my Fables book club book for August, and that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I got to page 58, chapter 5. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's YA fantasy. There's fae involved. Our main character, Bree, she has a sister named Jas. This one is kind of giving Cinderella. She has her evil aunt with her 2 cousins. I hate them. I really do. The concept of this one is that her aunt sells off Bree's sister, Jas, to the Fae world, to this Fae king. Now Bree is going to try to save her sister, which her and her sister were already planning on going to the Fae world and going to this ball to find their mother, because their mother just up and left them, and she doesn't care for them anymore. So that's why they were staying with her aunt, but they weren't treating her well at all. That's pretty much all I know so far. There was a guy named Sebastian that I was really enjoying his and Bree's relationship so far, but obviously Bree has to leave and go to the Fae world, so it was a very sad goodbye with them two because they're very close with each other and there is something there. But then the back of the book is talking about like some guy from, or some prince from the Seelie court, and then a misfit leader from the Unseelie court. It says she finds herself struggling to resist his seductive charm. I'm feeling better about a reading slump. I don't think I'm in one anymore because I changed my book, so that's good. I'm just nervous that I'm not going to pick up Heartless Sky for a very long time, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to wait a long time, but I don't know. I can't do that. I can't do that right now. I just got done with my market. I'm ready to head home, shower, eat, and then read my book. I didn't read too much over the weekend. I think I read like maybe 1 page of Heartless Sky I did read Saturday before the concert, like a chapter or 2, and then Sunday or Monday I only read 1 page, so basically nothing. But my weekend was unreal. Guys, I kid you not. This isn't like book related or anything, but the concert, I went to see Motionless in White. Vocalist of that band, his name is Chris. They have a song, I'm just explaining this really fast right here. They have a song called Playing God that just came out on their latest album. It was a single. And when I listened to it the first time, there's a line that says, like a good dog, but when I listened to it, I heard like a corn dog. So I made a TikTok about it back in May, saying that like, oh, the first time I listened to this, I thought he said corn dog. And he saw that video and he said he was like laughing really hard when he first saw it. He commented on that video and was like, I'm making a video about this. So then the next day he posted it and was like, saw someone say that it sounds like a corn dog or whatever, and he made a joke about it. And then everybody, like so many people were saying like, oh, now I can't unhear this, blah blah blah. And the corn dog just became a thing with everybody who listens to Motionless in Motionless in White, and even like beyond that band, just in the metal community. So it became this huge joke, and Motionless in White ended up making merch. They made a shirt that says like a corn dog, some shorts, some booty shorts, which I ordered both of those, and then they have an enamel pin that says like a corn dog, which I needed. Obviously, I already have that because I collect enamel pins. So I'm like, they literally made merch. And he said at the concert that it's their best-selling shirt, and he called me out at the concert. He saw me in the crowd and recognized me, which is so insane, because I'm like, I know he's commented on a couple of my videos now, or a few of my videos that I posted, but it's also like, I'm just surprised that he saw me out of like all those people and knew who I was and didn't even hesitate that it was me. He pointed and then gave a thumbs up early on, like during, I think Voices was like their third or fourth song, I want to say, and I didn't know if he exactly was pointing at me because it's dark, they're mid-song, like I don't know, I'm just like singing along to the song, so I don't really know like what he was pointing at. And I'm like, I think he just recognized me, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not getting my hopes up. I just didn't expect it. And then later on, he was talking about like the third single from the album, and then he was listing off the other singles, and then he was like, speaking of playing God, and then he came over to like my side of the stage, and I was like, he's about to call me out. And he did, and he said hi to me and like waved, and I had to like put my arm up, and then everybody around was like, oh my god, like that was you. Everybody's looking at me, but I'm like, that was so insane to happen. Like, I don't know, it's just crazy that like now he knows my face. I don't know, it's also like the coolest thing ever, honestly. So yeah, that was fun. And he was like, this is your fault. But yeah, he thanked me for like making that joke and everything, because it's just been fun. Like, a lot of people are making corn dog stuff. We're having a good time. Yeah, that was my Saturday. And then Sunday I had a market. Not a good market, I'm not gonna lie. It was so slow, and I just pretty sure I lost. Like, I didn't make anything in that market. I made my money back for the vendor fee, and that was pretty much it. So that one did suck, but now I know not to do a market at that venue again. It's just something you have to test out, but it's okay because my Saturday was fantastic. And then Monday, me and my friend hung out, which I think I put the footage, I probably look so bad because I just set my camera up on my dash. It was probably like crooked. It took us like an hour and a half to film like a 10-second TikTok. I cannot. We had so much fun. So that was fun. That was my Monday night, and that's why I didn't read anything, because we were out till like 11 p.m. trying to do this thing. But now we're to Wednesday, and hopefully I can just finish these 2 books and get moving on with this vlog, and we'll have 3 books down. I have my next updates. It is the next day, and I was able to finish Daughter of the Moon Goddess on audio. I did a lot of work today, and I wasn't expecting to finish this. I thought I was gonna have to go into tomorrow with like a few hours left of this audiobook, but I just worked my butt off today and I finished this, and I feel really good about it. I really enjoyed this. I'm very, very excited for the second book, which I can't pick up right now. I could listen to it on audio. It just wouldn't count for this challenge or whatever. Like, it wouldn't be a number towards the 30. But if I don't listen to it on audio, it'll definitely be a book that I'm picking up immediately after this challenge is over, because I just want to know how this duology ends. But speaking of the audiobook, I think it was great. The narrator, I really, really enjoyed. And this book was very exciting the whole way through. There were a lot of aspects to this that just kept popping up and making this world and this universe and these characters even more interesting. There were a lot of different realms in here, and there's dragons involved that were brought up about halfway through the book, and I love me a dragon. So as soon as that popped up, I was so stoked to see their story and how they were coming into play with the story. I really liked our main character. She was a very strong character. She's somebody who is becoming strong and doing a lot of training, which took place over many years. I enjoyed that. It is a little rough when I read a book and there's a huge time jump. Not necessarily a time jump, but it just takes place over a lot of years, because I feel a little disconnected and I just want more out of like the time frame. I just don't like when the time frame of books take place over many years. It's just a personal preference thing, but with this one, it had to happen with a story and for our character to grow. So I did appreciate it in this one, because if you get a main character who becoming stronger or learning things and doing trading, and it's only happening over the course of like a few months, I just don't feel like that's realistic. But the jump from part 1 to part 2 was a little sudden to me. I did kind of want more, but once you read through the story, you understand that the time frame of this was very necessary. So it was just a shock at the first moment when I was reading it, but it was something that I definitely got used to. There was a plot twist in this as well. I wasn't expecting it at all. It had to do with a character in a different realm. I think that the second book is maybe going to dive into more of that realm, and we're going to get the feuding between the Celestial Realm and another one. And I also think that we might get more of her dad's story and a little bit of history with him in the second book. I'm hoping this book wrapped up in a good way, but I feel like we still can get more information on her father. And I just feel like there's something that has to do with him that's going to come up in the second book. Yeah, this was fantastic. 4 stars. Highly recommend. Oh, I also wanted to say that it kind of reminded me of an Elizabeth Lim novel, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, just because of all the different aspects that come into play and all these different like characters and creatures in a sense. Love when there's just so much thrown into a fantasy, but it's not overwhelming, it's not confusing. Good book, good book. That is book 2 down for this challenge, 28 more to go. I did read more of these Hollow Vows last night. I read almost 50 pages, I think. I'm on page 104. I'm gonna try to finish this by the time I get this video up. If I don't though, I will continue it in my next video. There was also a little twist that happened in this one when I was reading it last night, but I wasn't shocked by it because I just had a feeling from the cover and one of the characters that we were reading about from the beginning. I just knew something was going to happen. So it wasn't shocking to me, but I'm still very interested to see where that goes. I already love the characters in this book, so I feel like this is going to be a story that I really love. I'm already enjoying it very much, so I think that I'm going to probably rate this a high 4 stars. I don't think it's going to be a 5, maybe, I don't know. I don't like to predict a rating from the beginning because I just like to go into it, read it, feel the vibe, and figure that out at the end. But I do have strong feelings for this. I don't think I have too many updates on this one. I am surprised that I'm liking it as much as I am because I don't necessarily like fae, which I love fantasy, but I'm not into fae too much. Where I am reading right now, we kind of just got into the fae world, so I don't know all that is coming into play with that. I'm enjoying it, and I don't think it's going to be anything that is too fae for me, if that makes sense. Can you see her? She just weasels her way into wherever she wants to be. You want to say something? Coming to you with one last update before I finish this book. I read a good chunk of these Hollow Vows last night. I started on page 104 and then I got to page 301. So I have about 140 pages left and I'm going to sit here and read that and finish that right now, which will probably take me about 2 hours. I might go outside too and read. I also... I forgot this was my Fables book club pick, and I haven't commented on any chapter in there. Not that my book club is like popping or anything, like nobody else really comments on anything, but I like to comment on the chapters. I think it's very fun. I was just so into this book that I completely forgot that I could do that, because I was like, I don't know. Anyway, last night I set, I think like 3 different 1-hour timers, and I was doing kind of like a reading sprint type of thing, and it helped me so much. I got through, obviously, a lot of this book. I think I'm going to do that more often because if I didn't have a timer set, I would be picking up my phone quite often and probably after every chapter. But when I had a timer set, I knew that there was a 1-hour timer going. It was just a mental thing and I did not pick up my phone, didn't want to do anything else except for read, and it worked for me. I think I'm going to go right into book 2 after this. I think I'm going to just, honestly, I'll probably just start another vlog and read that book first because I'm loving this so much. It's so good. I love the world in here. I love all the characters. I like the pacing of this. This is like the perfect pacing for me, and I already want to know how this duology is going to end. And now that I'm looking, there's a picture of the cover of these Twisted Bonds. I'm just gonna guess who she ends up with, but you never know in a fantasy. It's kind of like a very subtle love triangle, I would say. We have Prince Ronan and then we have Finn, who is the person helping out in the Unseelie Court. You can tell that she feels connections for both of them. She obviously is more connected to one of them, which I'm not going to elaborate on it because it would be a spoiler. I think in a typical fantasy, they tend to go with the one that they haven't known for a while or in previous moments of their life, and I always kind of get a little upset with that. Like, they always make the first person a bad person, or they always make them betray. I'm talking about like the authors writing these characters, and I don't necessarily love that, so I'm hoping this book is different. But yeah, I'm loving this still and I don't want to put it down, so I'm gonna sit here, finish this book, and I will come back with my final update, and that'll be 3 books down. Finally, I'm out of a reading slump. I want to read. I'm doing good. Hallelujah. I just stopped mid-chapter because I need to say this. Earlier, I do need to mention that Sebastian gave Bree something, And the truth came out about it, not from Sebastian, but Bree found out like what exactly it was. There was confrontation between Bree and Sebastian, but she never brought it up. And I'm questioning why she didn't bring it up. I don't know if it's just like a little plot hole type situation. I wish it was brought up. And then he just gave her something else, and now I'm just sketched out about it. And it's funny because I feel like this happens to me so many times when I'm filming a reading vlog, but every time I mention something, I swear the next chapter changes my mind about it, or it's like the next chapter is majorly focused on what I was just talking about, which was the case as soon as I stopped the last clip when I was talking about the men in this book. And now I don't know. I feel like both of them could be untrustworthy. We're getting a lot from the first one. I'm a little skeptical about him, but I also don't know. I still want to trust him. His concerns are valid, but I just don't know. I don't know. I need to know. So I'm gonna go find out. Hopefully. These freaking bugs, man. I just finished, and I feel like every single fantasy book that I've read recently just goes to show that you cannot trust men. You can't. Every single one. There are men in these books that betray. Not surprising. Anyway, love this. Immediately going into book 2. That's my next read, and I will be vlogging that one as well. That'll be my next video in this reading challenge. I want to go start now, but I have work to do. But the one thing I loved most, I'm in a very uncomfortable position right now. We're just gonna have to deal with it. The one thing I loved most about this is the fact that the main goal of this was for Bree to free her sister. It focused on that a lot. And with Daughter of the Moon Goddess, she was trying to save her mother and free her mother. And I feel like a lot of that book, like we strayed away from that. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was talking about my final thoughts of that book, but I just feel like we kind of lost the point of that. And there were so many scenes and time spent not trying to save her mother. But with this one, Bree was literally talking to another character and was like, I just want to get my sister and do what I need to do to free her and go back home. And she was like, I don't want this to take long. I need to get this done. And I really enjoy that because a lot of times when you have that main event in a book, there's so much else that happens, and I feel like we don't get enough talk about that, or we don't get enough of a reminder that that's what we need to be doing. But this one did it so well, and I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna give it a 4.5, I think, or 4.75. I just didn't get like 5-star feelings, but it was absolutely fantastic. Would highly recommend this if you have not read it yet. It wasn't too fey for me. It was just very interesting the whole way through. Getting to know all these characters, seeing their interactions with each other, knowing that it's hard to trust everybody and you don't know where it's gonna go. I just had a really good time. Book 3 down, 27 more to go. I'm glad that we finally picked up progress in this video in this series so far. That's all I have for you now. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are gonna stick around with me to see how long it takes me to complete this challenge. Definitely want to go book shopping when this is over. That's gonna be my biggest reward. Obviously I'm not gonna buy a ton because the point is for me to limit my physical TBR, but there are books that I have in mind. With that being said, if you guys want to subscribe to see the rest of this challenge, feel free to. I'm also posting updates on my TikTok as well if you want to follow me on there. The link is in the description. I will see you guys at my next video, whatever that may be. I hope you have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I will see you later. Bye.